about the A level biology. So you have paper 4 and paper 5. Paper 4, for the total A levels, it is 38.5%. Okay, the percentage of marks coming from the paper 4 only, basically 40%. Out of total A level I'm talking about. Okay, not for A2 only, this is for total A level. Paper 5 is 11.5. 11.5, right? So this paper is given out of 100 marks. So that means it's the biggest paper you are going to write, right? So in MCQ it is 40, in structure it was 60, but this one 100 marks. And paper 5, 30 marks. 30 marks. Okay. So here the thing is paper 4, the entire syllabus. That means entire A2 syllabus plus A's parts also there. Okay, so some of the A's, not all, like enzymes, some general things about A's, no need the in details. But for the A2 part, A's parts are there. That's why we say, like, if you do A's and A2 together, it will be a little bit advantage, but don't worry about that. Because only general thing, they are not asking in detail like transcription, translation, you need those, but not in much details. Okay, some related things. And this one, all the units, all the topics we are going to discuss, you have to know. You can't skip. For example, in AS, if you have trouble with, let's say, plant transport, then you can think, I'm not going to write that part. If that question comes, I'm going to master the other parts. But in A2, you can't do that because all the questions are interlinked. Because all the questions are interlinked. We just started. Come here. You went that place. Other place. Ah, okay. You went to other place. No? Mom called? Maybe different. Okay. So remember all the lessons. That's the importance. Okay. Lessons are interlinked. You can't basically separate the lessons. If you are bad with one lesson, writing other lessons, no. Because one single question, they can cover 5 lessons together. That's the trend actually. For the very first question, biodiversity with genetic engineering, inheritance, everything connected. That's the importance. So you can't skip a single lesson here. Okay, you have to master all the lessons. Few lessons are there. Okay, A's have more lessons than A2, but the depth you are covering is very much. Depth you are covering is very much. Another thing, let's go to this one. This is little bit different. This is basically a practical paper. Okay, so this is basically practical paper, but not doing the practical. You cover that part already. Doing the practical part, you already covered. Come. The other tudes? No, right? Right? So doing practical part, you done. So here what you do, you design the practicals. Now you are the designer. So you are doing the scientist job. You design, then you analyze and evaluate. So that means after you done the practical or before you do the practical, you design it. After the data is given, you analyze it and you give the conclusion. So basically now they are training you to become a scientist, because scientist job is by getting the data, you analyze and produce something. That's the scientist job. Actually, you in most of the universities, the one who are doing the practical are the students or the technicians. You are the one who tell to them what to do. Then you get the data, you are the one who is doing analyzing and evaluating. So this practical paper 5, very nice paper actually you can have. Very nice advanced paper, because in the university you will see the benefit of this. In the university you have to design your own experiments. You have to do what statistical test to be done, you have to decide. So we are learning statistics here very well. Right? So very nice paper this one. This is basically like university first year. Right? So very nice paper, and don't worry about this paper at all. You can score more than 27 easily. But you have to follow me, because this is in Sri Lanka. According to Sri Lanka record, this is the lowest scoring paper, because teachers just ignore that paper in the schools. Maybe one no day two, they say do this. They are mainly concerned about this paper. But this is very easily scoreable paper, because there's a pattern of writing. I'll tell exactly what is coming, like the paper 3. Exactly, not exact question, I mean exactly what to write. Okay, so there are studies. That's fine. Don't worry about this at all. Okay, so this is, you can think it is done. This is really important paper. It can be super hard or it can be average. It is not going to be easy. Okay, it's not going to be easy. But the thing is, it is not learning the theory only, it is application. That's the difference of this. Okay, so if you remember this AS things, most of the question you can answer there. So harder question in AS are what? Which is not directly asking question, right? So maybe the previous AS paper you just done, so you couldn't answer some because they didn't directly ask what is this. They say a story and ask some point. So imagine the entire paper like that. So in A2, that's the difference. Entire paper around like 28, 30 pages are there. 2-hour paper. 2-hour paper. Time is not a problem. Time is usually not a problem. 2-hour paper, 10 questions are there. So you have to basically all the questions they are not directly asking. That means they are asking with a case study. That's the thing. So remembering is not enough at all. Understand is the problem. You have to understand all these theory. Why this is happening? Not how it happened. Why? Why is the most important question in A2. So that's what I'm saying. If you can't understand what we are explaining here, raise your hand until I am telling it again and again and again and until you get all the points. So that's why actually recording also given. You can re-watch again and again and understand all the tiny points. That's the thing. Okay. So they never sometimes like when we start the papers, you can see sometimes you can't say what is the lesson the question came. Because they are giving a totally entire different story. So you don't know what lesson actually the question came. Okay, so like that the questions are very challenging. So don't think it is like I'm not discouraging you. I'm basically telling the reality and it's accept as a challenge. Don't think it's like a headache or something I can't do. No, you accept as a challenge. So they are challenging you through the paper. So who is winning the challenge will get there. So our target, if you can get 80 out of 100, this is A. Okay, if you get 80 out of 100, basically you have in A. A means good A, but one condition was there. I mentioned in the A's. Your A's could be, A should be good. Then 80 is enough. Okay, that means if you have A in A's, no problem if you score 80 here. If you can go for 90, you are really good. That means even you had B in A's, you can convert to that to A. If you have 90 here. Okay, but it is challengeable. There are people who did. There are people who converted B in A's to A. And there are people who convert A to C. Okay, A's A converted to C after A2. There are people like that. So you can think it either way. Because of this gravity, 40% of your paper is this. 40% is this. So if this you are reducing the mark, that means it drag entire score from the A's as well. So this paper is not a joke. Remember that. Okay. So recently they didn't make it too hard. Very general paper came. Actually last May, June also very nice paper. Only one question may be little hard. Previous also only one question was hard. That means like very strange, but we can't say. Previously it was little bit challenging question papers. Okay. So that's the reality of paper 4 and paper 5. Paper 5 don't worry at all. Paper 5 there's a pattern 1 hour and 15 minutes paper where like 8 pages are there, very small. One experiment you have to decide. There's a graph and the tables and statistical tests are there. So all that is fine. We can do very easily like MCQ or practical normal paper. We can do this. Okay. But this is very nice challenging paper. So previously you had essay questions as well. Now after the syllabus change, no essay questions. That means last 2 questions are essay question. 50-mark questions were there. You had to write entire essays. Now no essays and that is optional. That means you can choose one and do one. No options now. You have to do all the questions here. Now all are structure. All are structure. So actually that way you can score because usually that essay question is very easy. You can get all 50 marks there. But now they remove it, giving all the structure questions only. So you have to answer everything. You have to answer everything there. So remember that. Okay. So paper 4 you have to worry. All the lessons we are doing, we are going in very deep. Very deep. Okay. First 2 lessons we have respiration and we have photosynthesis. Pure theory parts. So they are that means only theories, nothing like from the outside they can confuse you. Pure theory questions are those. Okay. So you can't miss those questions. You can score those questions very well because if you remember what is going on, you can write. But after that, it is tricky. Then control and coordination comes, entire nervous system. So luckily they removed the hormone system, reproduction, no reproduction. They removed from 2018. Actually, I don't know why, because it was really nice lesson. So no reproduction now in Cambridge. Okay, so our entire endocrine system, they removed it. Otherwise, it's really nice lesson how the gametes are forming, sperms, fertilization, all the everything is there. Now they are not. But instead of we have now genetic engineering, all the PCR, generator entire how the genetic engineering is being done there, inheritance in very deep depth, okay, large depth, very nice questions are there in inheritance, homeostasis, so gene expression, very actually best package you are getting by doing paper 4. You can see how deep we are moving, okay. So first of all we are starting slowly, so I'm giving time you to digest because it's entire different, you can see. So we are learning within a day like 2 weeks of A's, like that. So that much of new names are coming, new pathways are there. So we are starting slowly, then we speeds up. So most probably we will finish the syllabus by December, Jan. Okay, it takes more time than the A's basically. It takes more time than the A's to finish, because usually A's we finish within like 3 minutes, 3 months we can finish. But A2 is not like that. You have to slowly go, slowly. Lessons are getting bigger, so many details are there. Okay, so everyone needs to work from the first day within like 1 month, 2 months. At the end, just don't do it. Can't do. Even you remember entire tunes I am giving, you can't do. Maximum C you can get. No, it's the practice. Another thing, when we start the paper class, so after maybe 1 or 2 months, because I'm giving some lessons, then we start the paper class, otherwise no point. Then those paper class, most of the students, what they are doing is, they think they can write, but they don't write. Don't do that, because it's 2-hour paper. 2-hour paper. Okay, you are getting lazy when the paper is given. Don't do that, write it. So even for 1-hour paper, how lazy you are to write in structure. So imagine 2-hour paper writing straight away. So it's hard, I know it's hard, but you have to do it. You do, you get the pattern. So we have to cover so many different patterns. So I can say, for example, 2016 new this syllabus came. Then so many updates came. From 2016 to 2019 past papers are very good. Actually, even now you can do. That means when the lesson is done, you can do those questions, because those questions are straight away from the theory. No case studies, nothing. Then 2019 after, slowly they change how they ask, because they couldn't have any other questions to ask from the straight away from the syllabus now. Then they change into that pattern. Now you can see the papers are very long, paragraphs are there, very uncommon diagrams are there. Okay, challenging papers are there. So if you write 2016 and 18 papers, you think it's so easy exam. Yeah, for at that time it was easy. Now it is not. You can see now the patterns are completely different. Even A is also same. Okay, so don't worry. This is very nice. So actually, if you can get A for this one, you are real Vedic, definitely. So I define the Veda here. Right? If you can score more than 80, or if you can get A for A2, you are real Veda. A is anyone can do. Okay, A2 is not like that. A2 you have to practice your brain. It's a different thinking pattern, different way of thinking. You will see how the way of you are seeing the outside, the environment or the world also will be changed with the syllabus, because it's like that type of syllabus. Okay, very nice. Not only in biology, I think chemistry and physics also same. We are moving into very deep in all the parts. Okay, so accept as a challenge, right? And you fight with the paper always. Fight with the paper. So first of all, I am giving this tude, that will be the theory. Oh, everything is there. Okay, so this is one lesson basically. The first lesson is the shortest lesson. First 2 lessons are the smallest lessons basically. So it's I think 18 pages or something. So then lessons are getting bigger. And so first of all, I am giving this theory tude. So it having everything in details, diagrams, everything. Then I am giving the smart note when we do the revision. Then finally I will give that I'll call it brain booster. That means all the marking points together. Final tude. That's the tude you have to read just before the exam. So 3 tudes will be there. Collect all. Apart from that, question tude also will be there. For each lesson, separate question tude also there to practice. Okay, right. So that's the plan, and that's the way we have to do. So it's like think this is as a course. You have to complete the course in order to get the certificate. So no like missing classes. Now you don't have any options. Even you miss the classes, you have recordings. Okay, you can have the recordings, you can do. So you can ask the recordings and you can do the entire thing. So don't tell me I didn't come, explain it again. No, everything is there. Right? So no options therefore, remember. And it's a nice challenge you can fulfill to get A for the entire biology. Okay. So if it is easy, everyone will get A for A levels. It is not. It's not an easy job, but nice challenge to accept. So I hope everyone accept that challenge and let's work.